So will all the team members work on the same requirement? Will this requirement will not be segregated between the team members?
That depends upon how your team is working. I'm just giving an example. Suppose if you're you can 100 people can work on the same update set simultaneously as well. That is
Oh,
not a concern. But suppose you have multiple update sets. So rather than moving, see these all things that I'm telling you are just best practices.
okay,
That will depend whether that is applicable in your case or not. Okay, so
okay.
there's an option to merge update sets. If you want, you can merge all these update sets or any of the update sets, and then you can move. Rather than moving 2, 3 update sets, you can move only one update set.
Okay,
Okay, so that is all about update sets.
okay.
Update sets are pretty much simple, so I don't think you'll have much doubts in update sets. Okay, so I thought of covering SLAs as well. Do you want me to cover SLAs? I can cover it in 10-15 minutes because that is also a small topic.
Yeah, actually SLAs I do have an idea,
You
but
have an
if you
idea?
cover, yes, I do have an idea.
Let's cover it. It will take maximum 10-15 minutes to cover SLAs also.
Yeah.
See, in SLA, basically the main thing that you have is SLA definition. What is the meaning of an SLA and all those things you are aware, right?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, if you want to create a new SLA over here in ServiceNow, you
Mm-hmm.
have to go on to SLA definitions. Okay. And one thing I'll tell you in starting, don't go on to SLA properties. Okay. You will not understand if you get confused a lot.
Okay.
Try to understand the baseline system first. SLA properties you can go on to it afterwards, but don't go on to SLA properties right now. You'll get confused with that. So if you have to create a new SLA, we'll have to go on to SLA definitions and we'll click on new. Similar to all the forms, name is just a demarcation. There's a field called type SLA OLA underpinning contract. This is just for information. This does not make any changes. Okay, this is just information. You can select anything depending
Mm-hmm.
upon whether it's an SLA, OLA, or underpinning contract. Now you can define the table on which you want to write an SLA. Suppose if I write an incident table, okay, we will see this workflow afterwards. After we cover workflow, then I'll go on to SLA workflows. I will cover that in that part. Okay. Now, see, in this SLA, there is a duration field. So over here, you can specify 2 business days from 4 p.m. By seeing this, you will understand what it is. But most of the time, we put it as user specified duration. Okay. This duration is when the SLA will get breached. Suppose you put in five days. Days. Suppose you put in 5 hours over here. So you say that the SLA will get breached after 5 hours. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Now there's a schedule field over here. So over here you can define the schedule when the SLA will be running. If you are aware, you will be knowing that the SLA clock does not run all the time. It might be
Yes.
running only on weekdays and only on business hours. So you
Yeah.
can define a schedule when do you want that SLA clock to run.
Mm.
Okay. These are all the schedules which are defined. You can even define new schedule if you want. Okay.
Okay.
This is the time zone. You can select the time zone when do you want when do you want that clock to be running. Okay. These are all what is the requirements. Okay. The 3 main important fields in this SLA definition form is start condition, stop condition, and pause condition. Start condition basically tells you that when your SLA will get started or when your SLA will get attached, when the SLA clock will start. Stop condition is
Okay.
when the SLA clock will stop, and the pause condition is suppose you know how an SLA works, right? The pause
Yeah.
condition is paused in
When
between
a
the
customer is waiting or something like that.
if it is waiting for something. So then you can put it as pause condition. Suppose if the state is awaiting user or awaiting vendor, so then the SLA will get paused. These are the only 3 conditions that is over here. Okay. Now let's go on to one SLA definition. I'll not create a new SLA because you can understand directly. Now if you see this SLA definition, these all fields I have explained you. Start condition, it says that whenever the ticket is active and whenever the priority is true, this SLA clock will get started.
Okay.
Stop is whenever the incident is resolved, this will get stopped, and whenever the state is one of awaiting problem, awaiting user info, or awaiting evidence, the SLA clock will pause. Okay, so there is nothing much in the SLA definition form. It is pretty much simple. The problem comes is understanding how it will work. If I go into any of the incident and if I open, now you will want to see how it is working on an incident and how it is behaving, right?
Yeah.
If you open any of the incident form or any of the table two ways that in this case we are seeing SLAs which are attached to the incident form, right? So we'll go on to the incident record, and if you scroll down, you can see something called as a task SLA. Here it will list down all the SLAs that are related to this incident. Okay. Now
Okay.
here, suppose if you go on to this record, you will see the entire picture of the SLA. The SLA, what is the state? There might not be any schedule defined to it. What is the time zone? To which ticket it is mapped. Now, the start time is when this SLA started, when this SLA clock started. End time is when actually this was supposed to end. Like suppose what is the schedule? Suppose it is 5 hours, so it will take 5 hours from start to end, considering the schedule. Okay, it will take the schedule
Okay.
all. This actual elapsed time is, suppose the SLA has started on Monday morning, on Friday evening. Suppose Friday morning, and we are seeing this on Monday morning. So this actual elapsed time will tell us 3 days: Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay, this actual elapsed time will not take into consideration your schedule. But
Okay.
go on to business elapsed time. Suppose if I have used the schedule 8 to 5, that is 9 hours, only on weekdays. So if I start this SLA on Friday morning, and if I see it on Monday morning 8 o'clock, then the business elapsed time will only be 9 hours. That is from Friday 8 to 5. It will not calculate Saturday and Sunday. Business elapsed
Yeah.
time will give you the time based on the schedule, and actual
Okay.
elapsed time will not take schedule into consideration. So these are few things that we need to know. So actual elapsed time, similarly, actual elapsed percentage will show you how much percentage it has passed. So at this, as this was breached, it is showing 883, 800 something percent or 8,000 percentage. Okay.
Okay.
Actual time left is actually how much time is left. Similarly, like to actual elapsed time, because it will not take into consideration the schedule. But we will be more worried about these three things: business elapsed time, business elapsed percentage, and business time left. Business elapsed time will
Okay.
tell you how much actually time has been, how much business time has been elapsed, taking into consideration the schedule. Business elapsed percentage will show how much percentage, if it, suppose if the SLA is for 3 days, if the SLA is for 5 days, and if 1 day has passed, it will show you that 20% of the time has passed. Business time left will show you how much time is left. Okay, suppose your suppose that your total SLA, if it is for 5 days, and if it is 9 hours a day, 95 days, it will be 45 hours, right? If 1 day has passed, if 9 hours has passed, to subtract 9 hours, it will become 36 hours, right?
Okay.
Your business elapsed time will show as 9 hours, and the business time left will show as 36 hours.
Okay.
Okay, this is how it is working, and from this state you can find out that what is the state of that SLA, whether it is achieved, whether it is breached, or whether it is paused. So if we go back, I'll give you more things about SLA. Over here, if it is active, means it is not. If it is not breached, it will show you a green link, a green
Yeah.
dot. If it is paused, a yellow dot will be there. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So there are few more things about SLA. Like it is not just this much SLA, because there are few more things that if you drill deep into, you get to understand. One thing is one thing is the schedule. Like how do you define a new schedule? Okay. So defining a new schedule is also easy. If you go on to schedules, these forms are just so simple that if you see it yourself, you will understand schedules. Okay. I will show you. If I go on to 8 to 5 weekdays, okay. In the schedules, if you go on to schedule form, you just have the name and the time zone. Okay.
Yeah.
Time zone it will do. Under this schedules, you will have something called as schedule entries. Okay.
Hmm.
On to the schedule entries, just see how simple this form is. I don't even need to
Okay.
explain.
Time. Okay.
Name is there. This type is there. This type, rest of the values are not relevant. If you put it excluded, it will tell whatever you have defined in the schedule entries will not get included in the schedule. Means this time is excluded of the
Holidays.
schedule.
Okay.
Holidays, exactly, holidays. Show as is just tentative, means just means relative field. It does not have any significance. Means it does not hamper with the working of it. Okay.
Okay.
You
Mhm.
can define over here when it will run, when it has to start, and when it has to stop, whether it has to run all day or not. Time zone is automatically taken from the schedule. In the schedule entries, you don't need to specify time zone. In the repeat,
Okay.
you can see there are many options. You do not want to repeat, you want to repeat daily, weekdays, weekends, Monday to Friday. So many options are there. So these are all self-explanatory. Repeat until, suppose if you want this SLA to work only for this year, next year you will be defining a
Okay.
new, so you can put it will repeat only till this year. These three fields are not relevant because these three fields I have put in. So you can see that this is so simple to define schedules and schedule entries.
Okay.
But I will suggest you go and try to create a schedule, go and try to create schedule entries, try to create an SLA definition and see how it is working.
Yeah. Okay.
Why I am not doing it is because my system is having a lot of configurations. I'll try to clean up the system today. I'm not even able to create incidents because I've done something else on the system as well. So I'll try to clean up the system, and what we will do is, see, as of now we'll cover all the theory first, and then we have left out business rules examples, we have left out UI actions examples, we have left out schedule jobs, and we have left out the updates that I covered. We are leaving out SLA. So I'll give you examples of all these things. Okay, and then I'll collate and give you examples. That will also be a brush up, and you will also be able to map better.
Okay.
Does it find?
And
Does it sound
and
good to you?
even inbound email action, if there is any requirement which we have done and you can show me, that I
Okay.
would be much more happier.
Better what I will do, because the instance which I am on the corporate instance which I am working on as of now, that is very much complicated. So if I give you example from there, that will be difficult. I'll take up some use case scenarios and we'll try to create examples and we'll try to see.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
So do you have any questions in SLAs?
Um, in SLAs, I have one question actually. Suppose if the user is changing the priority of a ticket to P1 from P1 to P2,
Hmm.
so the SLA gets detached, right?
Yes. What will happen is the previous SLA, which was P1 SLA, will show you as a state called cancelled, and the new SLA will get attached to it.
Okay. Okay.
You can see everything if you go on to the incident, right? If you go on to
Yeah.
the down there was a task SLA, right?
Yeah.
Let me open something old. And more than it is not having any SLA. So suppose if two SLA, if one SLA was there for P1, and if you have changed the priority to P2, the P1 SLA will show over here. It will show two entries, one for P1 SLA and one for P2 SLA. But it will show that the P1 SLA has been cancelled and the P2 SLA is running.
Okay. So are there any day-to-day issues related to the SLA come up as tickets in your queue, something like that?
You will not face any issues. These things are very stable. These things are very much stable. You will not face issues in SLA. See, if you are making some configuration error, then that will show you error. That will show you issues. But if you are not making configuration error, it will not show you issues.
Okay.
One more thing,
Okay.
the SLAs are stored in a table called task underscore SLA. This shows, right?
Okay.
So all the SLAs, all the running SLAs are stored in task SLA table.
Okay.
So I think that should be enough for today, and we will take it up tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I don't think I'll be available on weekends this time. Sunday, I don't know. See, I don't want to comment because I myself don't know whether I'll be available on weekends or not. So is it
Okay.
fine if we continue from Monday onwards? Or if you
Yeah.
have any doubts, you can call me. See, because I might be available, but I cannot assure that at what time I'll be available. If you have any doubts, then you can contact Srinivas, and according to his inputs, you can get back to me. I will be available on my cell phone all the time.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Pratul, if you could help me regarding some interview questions.
Interview question. When do you have your interview?
Actually, my marketing has not yet started. Maybe it should be starting from Monday. So I just want to get prepared for with the interview questions and all.
The problem is you are giving interviews in US, right?
Yeah.
And we take interviews in India. So I am not. I will tell you because I have taken these n number of interviews. I can tell you questions that I have come across, and the interview question that I have asked, but I'm not sure that whether that will help you because the interview basically it should be the same thing because technicalities are same. I will share
Yeah.
with you it should be the same, but I cannot guarantee that they'll be asking you the same questions.
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
That's what, because you can understand the scenario might differ
Yeah.
in India, might differ in US, but I will give
Yeah.
you most that will might come up. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And one more thing, if you have any integrations documents, like, can you just share it with me?
I have an integration document, but you will not understand anything out of it. And you will not understand anything out of it. I have a document which is of 200 pages document. And if
Okay.
you see basically for integration, I will give you a brief idea. In about maximum 1 hour, you will understand how it is done. You don't need to go through the document. Don't go through. I'll suggest don't go through that document. After I have given you an idea, then you go through the document. It will give you clarity. But before that, it will not give you clarity. Let me take up that session. Then only you will get clarity on that. Okay.
Okay.
I'll explain it to you in a very easy fashion. It's not at all difficult. Believe me, it's not at all
Mm.
difficult. It's very simple.
Okay. Pradul, have you ever worked on OpenID, Open Authentication and OOB?
OOB is out of the box.
Okay. And how about the Netcool integration?
Netcool is also Netcool, NimSoft, all these things are monitoring tools, right?
Hmm?
So integrating
Yeah.
with these are not very difficult, but see, I don't want you to give false promises, but initially, as you are new into the system, you will face this issue. Because what happens is